Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Welcome to COVID self-isolation day 5, I think. So still working on Batman, no surprise, especially after yesterday's live. I hardly did any diamond painting because I was too busy talking. So still working on Batman from Diamond Art Club, but definitely getting near the end. So finally reaching the Batman logo, and this TM is on the tip of the ring, trademark of DC Comics. So I decided to do a second home test. I tested positive on Sunday, and from what I was reading, after 4 days, if you feel okay, you can go back into circulation. Still not feeling 100%, but feeling a lot better than I was. So I decided to do a home test again today, and it's still positive. So I don't know how long that'll last. I don't think I can go back to work if I test positive. I would be surprised if I could. So a little bit earlier than I was yesterday. And for anybody who hasn't dropped into one of these things, it's purely random what we talk about. It just depends who comes in, what we start talking about. It's totally open. We don't always talk about diamond painting, but obviously if the people who come in are diamond painters, we will talk about different things. We did yesterday, it was quite good. Just talking about various things about diamond painting. We were talking about how we all tend to do things slightly different. There is no definitive way to diamond paint. I suppose there are certain rules. You put the proper colour in the proper square. That's pretty much it. How you do it is up to you, whether you start in the bottom right-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner, top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, in the middle, whatever. I work in sections, so I do sections this sort of size, and I use release paper, so sheets like this. When I start a diamond painting, the first thing I do is take the original cover off, which is normally one big sheet. Some people will tear it or cut it and reveal the section they want to work on. I just take the whole cover off. It doesn't matter what kind of cover it is. And I cover it in the small sheets of release paper. I put them down in the reverse order of the way that I'm going to do the diamond painting. Sounds confusing, but it does make sense when you're doing it, because if you put them in reverse order, the last one you put down is where you're going to start your diamond painting, and then you just peel them off as you go, section by section. If I was working on this and decided, okay, that's enough for today, I would just put the release paper back over. And this is double-sided release paper, which means it doesn't matter which way I put it, it's not going to stick. Sometimes you'll see release paper that's cheap or cheaper than other ones. It could be because it's only single-sided, and if you accidentally put the wrong side down, it will stick. So it's definitely worth, if you're going to go that way, it's definitely worth getting double-sided. Then you don't have to think about it. So I would cover that up with the release paper. All this area here is what I've done. It's open just now because I use table mats. And that's what this sort of beige colour is. And when I finish, I would put the paper back if I have exposed glue, and then I would lift one of these up and put it on top. My diamond paintings sit on the table all the time. I'm lucky enough to have a dedicated drafting table, and all it is used for is diamond painting. So I don't have to take the diamond painting and put it away. So I just make sure that I cover the paper, everything back up again with the placemats, and that way it stops any dust or hairs or anything accidentally getting onto the glue. So works really well for me. I messed up my checkerboard. I wasn't paying attention. I always do checkerboard. It's just a habit that I'm in, even with really small areas. So now I've messed myself up. I need to fix it. It doesn't really matter, but if you do a checkerboard, it really does help to keep things straight. So instead of like going up this line, instead of doing just one on top of the other or one under the other, because you're actually looking at this the right way, I've got the canvas upside down because it's so long I couldn't reach the whole thing. So I've done most of it now, and I've only got a strip all the way along the top. So I'm working up as far as I'm concerned, but I'm actually going down on the picture. So I do every second one, and then I come back and fill in the gaps. It's really up to you how you do it. Some people might look at the diamond painting and decide, okay, I've got a sort of solidish piece of black here, I'll do that first. Or maybe I'll do this brown, whatever. It's really up to you. It really doesn't matter. As long as you eventually end up with a drill in every square, it's fine. So when it goes quiet like it is just now, it normally is when I first go online. The timing during the week just now isn't really the best because a lot of people are at work or going to work. Most people that watch the videos are in America. So you are somewhere between 6 and 8 hours behind me, and it is nearly 1:30 in the afternoon. So still early in the States. And a lot of people are too busy getting ready for work and things. So it can be pretty quiet. But sometimes I get people dropping in from the UK and other countries. That's the thing about doing these. I'm never sure who's going to come in and talk. People will come in and just sit and watch and listen, or maybe just sit and listen. I don't know what people are doing. I know that some people are at work and they're just listening to what I'm saying while they're working. But it's kind of hard to keep talking for a long time, just yourself. So I tend to go quiet. Go quiet until people start to comment, and then things tend to pick up. That's just how it is. So I use tweezers, which is quite unusual. Most people use diamond painting pens, but I've started using tweezers all the time, even for round and square drills. The tweezers, normally when you get a kit that has square drills, you will get a set of tweezers with it. But as I said, most people don't use them. They use them to pick the drills off the canvas, accidentally spilled drills. They use them to pick out drills they accidentally put in the wrong place, but they don't really use them to actually place the drills. I mean, some people do, but I think the vast majority of people use pens. I find it's a lot easier to manipulate the drills using tweezers, and it's easier to see where you're actually placing them, because the pen is right over the top of the drill, whereas the tweezers are at the side, so you can see what you're doing easier. The problem is being able to pick the drill up without dropping it or without it shooting off. Takes a little bit of practice to get the right pressure. If you squeeze too hard, the drill will ping away. But once you get used to it, it's fine, I think. I don't have any problems with it. But once you get used to it, it's fine, I think. I don't have any problems with it. The thing that you notice though after a while is the tweezers get sticky, because the tips of the tweezers keep touching the glue when you place the drills. So sometimes you pick up an extra drill, you pick up the one that you mean to pick up, and another one will stick to the outside of the tweezers. When that first started happening, I would always try and knock off the spare one. And then I thought about it and I thought, why am I doing that? Because I'm going to be taking another drill anyway. So what I do is if I get one hanging on, I'll just touch it to where I want it to go, so it sticks to the glue. Place the one that I was going to place and come back and put that one that I've dropped into the square. Now that I've said it, it probably won't happen, but it usually does. I have seen somebody who picks up 2 drills at a time, like that. But then they're out of line, and I'm doing checkerboard, so doesn't really work for me. I've seen somebody pick up 3 at a time. I think that's just showing off. But I'm never in a rush when I do diamond paintings. I enjoy doing it. I find it relaxing. And normally I'm listening to music. So I'm just sitting here with headphones on, listening to music. Good morning, Jean. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, afternoon. It's 1:35 in the afternoon for me. So I'm on to the next section of Batman. I did another self-test this morning, and I've still got COVID. It was positive again. So the first one was on Sunday. Today's Thursday. Still positive. So I told my work that I should be back on Monday, but I don't think I can go back if I test positive. So I'll try again. This is Thursday. I'll try again Saturday night, maybe. I told them I would get in touch over the weekend, so they know if they need to get somebody in to cover. I'm feeling better. I mean, I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm feeling a lot better than I did. I don't have any aches and pains in my joints. Just got a bit of a rough throat, and that's pretty much it. I had a runny nose for days. I was going through tissues like I don't know what. Just my nose just kept running all the time. That was annoying. That's stopped. The coughing has pretty much stopped as well, so definitely getting there. I was half expecting it to be negative today because the regulations here say that after 4 days after testing positive, if you feel okay, you can go back to work. It doesn't actually mention anything about doing another self-test to make sure that you're still not still don't have it. So I don't know. I'm just thinking because I'm handling like plates and cups and cutlery and things that people are going to be using to eat. Obviously, you don't want somebody with COVID handling your utensils and stuff. So hopefully it's gone before Monday. So how are you, Jean? You have any plans for the weekend? I know I'm a bit early. It's only Thursday. Doing well. That's good. Housework, yeah, has to be done. So I'm just doing lives a bit more than normal, a lot more than normal, because I'm self-isolating, so I don't have much else that I'm doing. So finally figured out how to get the lives to stay on. So I just thought I would go live while I'm doing this. I'm going to do an unboxing later though. So that'll be. I'm not sure. I was going to say that should be up on YouTube later tonight, but it depends. Depends when I do it and how long it takes to edit. I might leave it and put it up tomorrow. We'll see. Tonight through Sunday afternoon, I'm sitting with my 19-year-old cousin who's paralysed and has a trach feeding tube. Okay, was that because of an accident or an illness, or is it just something that's always been? The feeding tube, is that a tube that I was reading that again. It doesn't say whether it was a he or a she. Is it a feeding tube that just goes like directly in the stomach? My dad used to have one of them when he was getting. It was after he had his operation to remove a tumor. He couldn't eat anything because he had cancer of the esophagus. So they put a tube directly into his stomach, and there was a machine. I had to help him at the beginning. He had to like hang up these bags, and the machine took 20 minutes to put the stuff through. It could only go at a certain speed. If it went too fast, it would make him feel ill. He used to get so many bags of those things a day. Yeah, I know that. Well, it'll be something similar, probably. Is it a machine that feeds it? Like it's a bag with the stuff that he got was just a sort of tan colour. Just full of the proper nutrients and proteins and stuff. Good morning, Amanda Rose. Thanks for dropping in. Welcome to Copenhagen. It is 1:43 in the afternoon here. So I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with Batman. Just coming up to the trademark. And the yellow here is the very edge of the title, Batman. And that is yellow ABs. Lots and lots of yellow ABs. Look like this. Don't know if the AB effect really shows when they're in the container. Going the wrong way. So it shouldn't be too long. If I don't talk too much like I did yesterday, I got nothing done when I was doing live yesterday. But if I'm sitting here myself, these sections actually don't take too long. I don't think I'll finish it. I don't know. I might finish it before the end of the weekend. And then I can start prepping up for the next one. Which won't take very long because it's already mounted on a canvas. It's just a matter of taking the clear cellophane off it, putting on the release paper, and that's it. You gotta try squares sometime. Yep. I was I was the same with rounds actually, because when I started, I looked up a lot of videos on YouTube before I did anything, and I kept hearing that squares were the best for detail, and so I went for squares, and I did squares for a long time. The only ones I would do were square, and then I accidentally bought a round. Didn't realise until I opened it, and I thought, round, square look better. So it sat for a while, and I did more squares, and then eventually one day I thought, I'm going to do this round thing. And I did it, and it looked fine. And that was when I realised it isn't that important. It depends on the size of the canvas, I suppose, and the detail, but in general, if it's a reasonable size, it doesn't make a huge difference, I don't think. Oh, that was. Now you're going to have to go, Jean. Putting your shoes on. Who puts shoes on to do dishes? Apart from Jean. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends what groups you're in and which threads you follow. The thing about squares, I know there are people that just avoid them like the plague, because they think they're too hard. They do take more time, definitely, simply because they're a square. When you're putting down a circle, you don't have to place it any certain way. It's a circle, so you just pick it up and put it down. When it's squares, obviously you've got to line them up. The biggest thing I would say is take your time. Try and get them in the square as much as you possibly can. It makes things easier. Don't use squares that have got little tabs and things sticking out of them, because it'll push the squares next to it away, and that starts to really mess everything up. So make sure the squares are nice and clean around the edges. And wherever possible, use the checkerboard technique, which is what I'm doing here in a straight line. It's still checkerboard though. So what I'm doing is I'm doing every second, and then I come back and I fill in the gap. But it's called checkerboard because if you do it in a big area, it looks like a checkerboard. And once you've placed them, all the first pass in, and then you go back and fill in the gaps, when you push that square in, if any of the squares around it are out of line, it pushes them into place. And that's how they sort of, I was going to say, well, that's a pun, but that's how they square themselves up. You don't need to be 100%. If the drills are sitting a bit squint, when you push that one in the gap, it forces everything to fit, basically. Hi, Helen. How's Scotland today? How are you? Um, the other thing, I did a video about it recently, is do you use a light pad? Amanda? If you use a light pad, you're going to see little gaps between the squares. Don't worry about them. Sunny. Yeah, it's kind of cloudy in Copenhagen today. 14 degrees Celsius, so a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. But it's dry. I'm just thinking, I think you can see here, there's little gaps. You can see those little gaps. Now, if I switch the light pad off, You can't see them. And that's always the case. It doesn't matter if the gaps look big. I mean, I've had some kits where the drills are kind of small for the square. And once you hang that on the wall, it looks absolutely fine. Yeah, I've always used the iPad. That was something that I read about before I bought my first diamond painting. And I ordered the diamond painting and I ordered the light pad at the same time. And I have used the light pad for every single diamond painting until the next one. The next one is a diamond painting that I got that came pre-framed. The canvas is already on a wooden frame, it's stapled on. And it has a wooden board under the canvas so that the canvas is solid when you press the drills or touch the drills. It doesn't sag. So it's got a board underneath it, which means the light from the light pad won't shine up. So it's going to be the very first diamond painting that I've done without a light pad. But it so happens that I ordered some light up diamond painting pens. So I'm going to try them on it and see what the difference is between using a normal diamond painting pen or one that lights up. So we'll see how it goes. It could be handy for someone who doesn't have a light pad. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, I think I'll do all this network first, I think. So you see, when I'm doing this, I'm doing checkerboard. Even though it's like just single lines, I still do it. Just miss every second. See there I've got like one in the middle. So when I come back and put a drill in there, it'll push any that aren't quite lined up, it'll push them around so they straighten up. A bit far away for the camera, but I'll probably have some further up. But I mean, you can see, like I was talking earlier about how most people use pens. You can see how quick this is, even with tweezers. Once you get used to it, like how much pressure to put on, it becomes really easy to pick up the drills, which I never ever thought I would say. The first time I tried it, the drill shot off and I thought, forget that, and just used a pen for a long time, for years. But I've been using tweezers for the past few months on round and square, and I definitely prefer them. They're scrapping the dirt road or scraping? Scrapping. So what, they're going to lay a proper road? Three pens, that's cool. Scraping, right, okay. So what kind of pens, or from who, the pens? I might not use them, but I do like diamond painting pens. I have, I'll take a guess, somewhere in the region of 40. Diamond painting pens. I haven't bought any since I started using the tweezers all the time though. Ah, right. Okay, I see what you mean. So they'll scrape it so they level it again until you get more holes. I've actually got some, well, not some, I've got a pen on its way that's a bit different from anything I've used before. So I'll be doing an unbagging, I guess it'll be, of that and trying it out. I'm quite curious to see how well it works. So that'll be a future video. I've got a few diamond paintings on the way as well. So more unboxings or unbaggings coming. I think there will be an unboxing today. I'm not sure if I'll get it uploaded today though. Crafting with Craftsman. Oh, your name on it, that's cool. Poshy pens, I've got 3. No, including my own one, I've got 4. 4 Poshy pens. They're nice pens. Was it? Okay. Need to keep an eye on that. But yesterday when I used the hotspot, it worked fine. I'm scared to touch my phone when I do this now, so the phone is out of reach, so I don't pick it up and accidentally do something. But still a lot better than it was. I mean, you know what it's been like, Gene. Never knew when it was going to. Oh, it's fine now. Okay. See, again, it could be the other person's connection, but well, you know as well, Helen, the problems I was having, losing connection. It was really bad. I was sort of on the point of just forgetting about lives completely. I thought, I never know how long it's going to last or when it's going to start playing up. But I think using the hotspot has fixed that. Yeah, yeah. Helen says it's okay, so we'll take it. It's at your end, Gene. What kind of poshy pen did you get? Like you mentioned aromatherapy ones. Um, is it one that's got like something inside it, like you can see inside the pen, or is it just a solid thing? All right, okay. Yeah, do that. I'd be interested to see. You've probably seen them, Jean, but I got Tammy 3 Poshy pens for different reasons. But I got myself one. I'll go and find it. This is one that was basically, it was an auction, so it was just people put in bids for it. This is it. Keep going the wrong way. This one's called A River Runs Through It, for obvious reasons. I think I put the fancier tip on it. It's been a while. And then I put a straightener in the end, because as you know, I don't use multiplacers. I've never actually used the straightener either, but it looks better than just having a hole. So, really nice pen. Yeah, I did a video of the unboxing of the Boshy pens. So has the dog realised that it isn't going for a walk? Unless it wants to walk to the kitchen sink. Yeah, I think these ones are cat ear or cat eared. Ah, okay. But yeah, I think if nothing else, they look better. But they're stainless steel, so yeah, I think if nothing else, they look better. But they're stainless steel, so they're a lot harder wearing than the typical tip that you get with the normal diamond painting pens. Oops. I don't walk him. He roams around my yard and the two neighbours' yards behind me. Has to check their scrap piles. Do you get snakes where you are, Jean? Just talking about scrap piles. Really? So they are there though. Not something we have to worry about in Denmark. We only have the adder. And it's classed as mildly venomous. A few dogs get bitten by them because they stick their nose in, but you'd never see any snakes around Copenhagen. Tree frogs, cool. Deer, that's nice. Yeah, I think near us, the only wildlife you might see as far as animals is concerned is a fox. And even then, it isn't very often. But we do get quite a lot of different birds. Magpies, we get loads of magpies in Copenhagen. Rattlesnakes, okay. Yeah, moccasins, yeah. Yeah, we don't have anything like that. We don't have any dangerous animals either. We don't have like bear or wolves or anything like that. Yeah, that's the main one, Helen. The snakes stay still, hoping that you don't see them, and then you accidentally stand on it, and they bite, just trying to defend themselves. And they bite, just trying to defend themselves. Copperheads look really cool. I really like the patterns on the copperheads. Coyotes, foxes. Yeah, it's very, very seldom you actually see the foxes, but they are around. There are deer as well, not too far from here. Because we're on the sort of the edge of the main part of the city. So we're quite lucky. There's a lot of green places to walk, and it only takes a few. I mean, we've got a park just across the street, and then we've got the old hospital that I was talking about yesterday. It's got nice gardens and things. That's a 7-minute walk from here. And then we've got Mosen, which is a sort of marsh sort of area. It's a nature reserve now. It used to be where they originally got the water for the city of Copenhagen hundreds of years ago. But it's brackish water, sort of peat, like brown coloured water. So now it's a nature reserve, a lot of wildlife and stuff there. It's a nice place to walk. As long as you don't go in the shade, a lot of mosquitoes up there. 15 minutes from town by car. Okay, so you're quite far away. That's why you have a dirt road, I would imagine. Quite like these bits where you do all this black outline and then you just come and fill in all these sections. These are windows. Where are we? The section that I'm working on just now, the TM is here. You can't read it, it'll be too small. But I'm working on, that's the first column of windows, which is here. So I'm working on this section of windows. Once I get this done, I'll be moving over to here and then up. All of this Batman logo is ABs, yellow ABs. Yeah, they'll do that, Helen, because they're trying to get heat off the road, off the footpath or off a road. I mean, you'll see them snakes basking on the road as well. They're basically trying to absorb the heat. I mean, most of the time, the snakes, when they feel the vibration of you coming towards them, they would move off the path. But that is a problem though, because dogs are curious by nature anyway. They would just go over and sniff. I mean, they're not, maybe not like meaning any harm to the snake, but they would just out of natural curiosity go over and try and sniff, meaning any harm to the snake, but they would just out of natural curiosity go over and try and sniff it. And the snake just sees that as a threat. It thinks it's a predator that's trying to attack it, and it's just defending itself. I mean, I can't remember ever reading about any dogs that died from an adder bite. I know that they can end up really ill, but I don't know. I suppose it could happen. Like people getting stung with a bee. Um, some people die from that because they take a reaction. Okay, that was different. Am I still connected? It just totally cut off there. It said poor connection, and now it looks as if it's connected, but I don't know if it is. So I don't know if I hamstered or if I came back. So I'm still connected. That was weird. It just come up with a big message in the screen saying you have disconnected. And then it reconnected again. I don't have much luck with these lives. Still better than it was though. Didn't skip a bit. That didn't skip a bit. That is weird. What do you mean did? Yeah, there's not too much left. I'm thinking that maybe I'll have it finished before the end of the weekend. If not, it's going to be very close to being finished. Because I'm in self-isolation, I don't have much else that I'm going to do. So I'll be diamond painting quite a bit. So now I've got 2 COVID tests. I was thinking what I could do is drill a little hole in the top in each of them and give them to Tammy as earrings for Christmas. What do you think? COVID test earrings. Something personal. Got my snot in it. I'm feeling a bit better than I felt yesterday. I think every day I'm feeling a bit better. But I did a test this morning. I don't know if you were here when I said, but I did another test this morning and it was positive still. So the first one I did was on Sunday. So I'll do another one at the weekend. Just to make sure that I'm not positive when I go back to work. Going to be so busy with final projects next week so I can finish by Friday when I leave to go out of town for niece's wedding. Well, that'll be good to, once you get all that done, have a bit of a break, going to a wedding. That'd be nice. Do you have to travel far? Can't go to work until you've gotten it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how long people normally stay positive. Because I started to feel tired on Saturday evening and I felt worse on Sunday. So I did a test and it was positive. On Monday, I went and got a PCR test just to make sure, and it was positive. On Monday, I went and got a PCR test just to make sure, and it was positive. But I'm definitely feeling better day by day. I just don't know how long it normally takes for you to be negative. But I suppose everybody's different. It seems to be the thing. I've had people at work that have had it, and one of the chefs didn't even know he had it. He only got it because somebody worked beside had it or something like that. He didn't know he had it. Felt absolutely fine, but he still had to stay off work. And then one of the other chefs, he had it, and he said his his joints and his muscles really hurt. If anybody touched him, it was worse because his son tried to give him a massage to make him feel better, and he said that it really hurt when he tried to do that. 10 days, really? Great. Well, I told them that I would get back to them because they need to get somebody to cover for me if I can't make it. I told them I would get back to them on Saturday, but I also told them I was expecting that I would be back. So I'll do another test on Saturday morning, I think, and then I'll just contact my manager and let him know. Hopefully, it's clear. Not far, but in capital city. And they will be hosting graduation weekend for large university, and I don't want to be stuck in the interstate. I got home within 3 miles. Okay. Yeah, nothing worse than getting caught in traffic. Tammy's eldest daughter just passed her driving test. She's licensed now. She's still getting used to the freedom of being able to drive the car without anybody else in it. Skim. You're in the moonshine again, Chantel. Chantel's quietly sneaked in, unnoticed again. How are you, Chantel? Still chasing rabbits in the mountains? Yeah, I'm getting better. But I did a second COVID test this morning. I'm still positive. So I'm still in self-isolation. You don't skin rabbits, but you live in the mountains. You don't skin rabbits, but you live in the mountains. Tammy's okay. She had a bit of a nippy throat. And she thought, okay, here we go. She's going to get it as well. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. Does anybody know how long people tend to stay positive once they get tested positive for corona? I tested myself on Sunday. It was positive. PCR test on Monday to confirm it. I tested myself again this morning. I'm still positive. I think I'll do this side first. I'll try and do the side where my hand's going to be sitting. Like once I do this, I can sit my hand on it while I work on this. Seriously? I never knew that. Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of diamond painting now. In the guidelines in Denmark, it says that if you've been tested positive after 4 days, if your symptoms are very mild or you have no symptoms, you no longer have to self-isolate. Right, okay, so I'll just need to test because my boss asked me to contact him over the weekend just to let him know because if I'm not going to be there, they have to get somebody in to cover. Maybe that's why he said that. Because the Danish regulations keep changing, and the current one is even if you no, not if you test negative, if you test positive and you have no symptoms, you have to not if you isolate for 4 days. If you test positive and you do have symptoms, you have to self isolate for at least 4 days or until you feel well again. I mean, I'm starting to feel better every day, and I'm thinking I should be okay for Monday, but I'm gonna have to test again. Yep. So Batman will definitely be finished. It's not going to take 2 weeks to do this. So do you have any plans? I know I'm a day early, but do you have any plans for the weekend, Chantel? Going out to check the bear traps and stuff? Get yourself some wabbits. 2 negative tests before returning to work. Okay. Again, the rules and regulations are going to be different for different countries, I think. I'm sure the rules in Denmark are very different from the UK. Because you were getting a lot of infections recently. My sister was telling me. Whereas our infection rate's pretty low. Trying to figure out how to store all of your paintings. I use large portfolio bags, like the biggest size I could get to get the decent sized ones in. I ended up ordering 2. But I've got one canvas that's 155 wide, so I couldn't find a bag big enough, so I made something for that. My brother had COVID last year in September. Yeah, again, I think things have changed a lot with the effects. I mean, again, it depends if you've had your vaccinations, but I don't think, at least in Denmark, COVID isn't classed as anything worse than the flu now. It's not, they're not looking at it as any kind of serious thing. It's basically the flu, but they don't want it spreading because it can still get to like people in old folks' homes and people with no immune system due to cancer treatment or whatever. So that's why they're still wanting us to self isolate. But very few people are actually ending up in hospital now. So things have changed a lot. It's not as bad as it was. But I see it's picking up in Beijing and where else was it? Shanghai. Something like 25 million people were um, ordered to stay home. It's quite a scary situation. You can't lay them flat. If you had a large portfolio bag, it would stand up. I mean, they have handles so you can carry them. It depends though if the canvases, if they're in frames, because if they're not, the canvases are just going to fold. That's why I keep ours flat, so the canvases don't crumple. And the ones that are in frames, they're just stacked against each other against the wall. And they fall down. Are you using it for completed diamond paintings? No completed. Yeah, I mean, I would keep them flat because the canvases, they, they'll just buckle over, I would think. I just lie them flat and have them pushed underneath a sofa out of the way. But they're in the portfolio bags. That way I can zip them up and then no dust gets into them. Some people use those things that they hang up on the door. If you roll your canvas up, you put it through the loops, and then you just have all these tubes of canvases. I don't know how many you have though. Too many. Yeah. I thought that might be. Yeah. I think I've got 50 something. I'm trying to get more done than I got done yesterday. That's why I'm a bit quieter than I was. That red, thinking about it, I think that might be ABs. No, it's not. Just a bright red. I'm going the wrong way. There are some red ABs somewhere, I think. Maybe. Are you still using tweezers, Chantel? I think you tried them one time. with 6 very quiet people. Uh, 65 diamond paintings that she hasn't done yet. She's trying to figure out a way to store them. That's better. Maybe not. I think the light keeps, it keeps washing it out. 111. 3 on the way. 2 in my cat. You go for the small ones, Nancy, like the 20 by 30s, or do you go for the big ones, or is it like a mixture? I tend to go for the bigger pictures. .60 by 80 is my sort of preferred size, but I've been starting to get ones smaller. Yeah, it's easy to lose track, Helen. I use Gems Flow, and I found out that I've actually forgot to put some on it, so my count isn't exactly accurate. Three small. The 3 small's quite a good number. At least you've got stuff when you finish whatever you're working on. Mixture. I haven't purchased a smaller one for a while. I still have some of the budget company ones, but I know they're not licensed. Yeah, again, we spoke about that yesterday a bit. The licensing thing's a huge problem. It's like ones that I've got as well. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I try and avoid the ones that I'm like Disney and stuff. Um, Ones that I know are definitely not licensed. But I mean, I don't know. I remember one time I tried like going through them and trying to find the pictures and find out if they were um, public domain, but it was just so time consuming. And some pictures I couldn't find, and I just gave up. I mean, there are certain companies when you buy from them, you know 100% that it's licensed, like Diamond Art Club. Um, Carrot.art, they've got a section that's all licensed stuff as well. I know there's a few companies that have got licensed stuff, but the vast majority of diamond paintings probably aren't. Oh yeah, Diamond Dots, forgot about them. They're licensed. Then you get some companies that use public domain art or non-copyrighted art. And then other companies who'll just take anything they can find if it looks good and they think they'll make money out of it. I bought a pile at Diamond Art Club. When did you win the lottery, Helen? I've actually got more Diamond Art Club than I thought. I've still got quite a few old ones that I haven't done. It's easy to lose track when you start like collecting them. It's a lot easier. It's a lot faster to buy than it is to do them. So I think I've got something like 52, something like that, to do, and I've got about 5 on the way, something like that. Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that some Danish sites as well. I was quite pleased to see Danish companies starting to sell diamond paintings because it saves the shipping cost if nothing else, plus the fact you're sort of helping somebody where you live. But when I look through, there's a lot of Mickey Mouse and that type of thing. It's pretty obvious it's not licensed. Three years. That's yeah. I think yeah. Um, I'll have been diamond painting 3 years come December, the end of this year. December 2019 is when I started my first diamond painting from Home Craftology. Back in the good old days when they did double-sided adhesive. Now they've switched to poured glue and a self-flattening canvas, which is very nice. Yeah, shipping. Actually, somebody commented on yesterday's live. I read it this morning on YouTube, and they were talking about. She lives in the Netherlands, and she was talking about the cost of shipping from the UK. It was, I forget how much it was for shipping, but it was very expensive. And that's a big thing as well. But I've noticed that the Chinese companies for me at least, seem to send to the Netherlands, and then it gets shipped from the Netherlands to me. I don't have to pay any import tax or duty. I don't really know exactly how it works. It's as if they've got some kind of hub in the Netherlands. If I buy direct from the States, they normally would get stopped at customs, and then I get a letter saying this has been stopped and you have to pay X amount to get it. And sometimes the X amount is as much, if not more, than the diamond painting. So that kind of puts you off as well. And that used to be the case with Diamond Art Club. I remember, I think I bought two at one time, and I got hit really hard with customs fees. And I thought, this is too much. But things have changed. When I got Batman, I didn't get charged. It didn't get stopped at customs, but I think something changed with Diamond Art Club, and you basically pay a flat rate. Like there's a shipping fee, and you pay that, and that gets added to the price, and that's it. And it's a lot cheaper than getting hit by customs and import tax. So Batman was fine, and then because of that, something else came up that I really liked, and I ordered that, and that arrived last week. I'm going to do the unboxing today, and I never got any extras added on for that either. So that's good. Never have to pay custom fees. Yeah, if you're buying in the UK, or if you're buying from China, you probably won't either. Do you not pay anything for the Diamond Art Club? Did you not have any kind of duty? Oh no, that's what I was saying. I think they've got a flat rate now. Like they calculate the cost, the shipping cost, and you pay that when you buy the diamond painting, and that way you don't pay any duty or any extras. I think that's how it's working anyway. Because that's the second one I've got, and it hasn't been stopped at customs. Before that, every time I got one for Diamond Art Club, I would always get a letter. And one time I got a letter, and they wanted a copy of the purchase receipt, so they could see how much it was worth, so they could calculate how much they were going to charge me. You've never paid a customs fee in Diamond Art Club? I paid at least 4 times. I've paid customs fees in the past. Like recently, I haven't paid anything. Have I lost connection again? Have I lost connection again? Never paid custom fees. I've got an unstable connection message up just now, so I don't know if I'm having problems. That's weird. Okay, so that's saying that basically I've been disconnected because it says your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Now, this is what I was having on the normal network, like through the router. So I decided to try using a hotspot, running it from my mobile phone, which is what I'm doing now, which is running on 4G. But it's still working even though it's saying there's no connection. Technology is wonderful when it works. So I definitely did more today than I did yesterday. Now the only problem we've got is, I wonder if I dim the light. That's worse. I wonder if I dim the light pad down. It's the light pad off. So it's a light colour. That's no light. And that's just room light. Actually, it looks better. You can see better what I'm doing. It's too weird for me though. I'm used to the light always being on. Oh, I do no light. I forgot to switch light pad on. That's what was wrong. Yeah, it's the light pad that's flooding everything. Put my hand in. It tries to fix itself. Is the connection still okay? Did it ever freeze? Never been hit by custom fees at the moment. I bought my first Diamond Dark Club in December 2020. 22nd, yeah, that's not good timing. That's right at Christmas holidays and Christmas Christmas packages and all that stuff. That's pretty good. 7th of January. This latest one was a bit later, but I don't want to touch my phone. Now I've got it. If I touch my phone, something's going to go wrong. So I'll mention it in the unboxing when I ordered the latest one and how long it took to get here. I'm sure it took a bit longer than normal. but it was over Easter holidays, so I think it sort of got hung up a bit by the couriers because of the Easter break. That is so weird though. If this is It is not freezing, but it actually told me it was trying to reconnect and it was still working, which I suppose is good, but it's just the fact it's telling me it's not connected. If I'd been connected to the router, the normal network, it would have crashed because that was what was happening all the time. As soon as I got that message up, it would start hamstering and the sound would break up and all that stuff. Usually, eventually, it just completely froze. How long have I been on? 1 hour 47. I was on for 2 hours yesterday. So it's not exactly perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. And it says 5 people are watching. That is never really that accurate though, I don't think. It was a birthday and Christmas. Was it Christmas presents for somebody else? Or was it Christmas present and birthday present from people to you, Helen? Or to yourself even? Nothing wrong with buying yourself a diamond painting for your birthday. Buying yourself a diamond painting for your birthday. Now I'm trying to remember. Your budgie must have a really good job to afford 2 diamond art clubs. They aren't cheap. Cheap budgie. Get it? Yeah, I was going to ask. Now I forgot who was asking about the IC Copenhagen website. I'm thinking it was Nancy, but I'm not sure. I was just wondering, Nancy, if it was you that was talking about the IC Copenhagen website. Did you ever go and have a look? Because I did. It's a long time since I've even looked at it, to be honest. And I took stuff out because I found that the links to the Periscope were no longer working. So I went in and cleaned up a little bit. But the podcasts are still working. I was actually listening to them because I've actually forgotten them. I tried listening to podcasts before while I diamond paint. I can't do it because you need to concentrate on what's being said. When you're listening to music, you don't really concentrate on the words, or I don't. So I gave up trying to listen to podcasts while I diamond paint. It was Nancy. Yeah, you'll need to let me know about that well in advance if you are looking to do it. But yeah, that'd be quite nice. I mean, the way that I do the tours is let me know where you are staying in Copenhagen, and I come and meet you at your hotel or wherever it is, and then we start there. Um, Most tours start outside the city hall, and I just think it's something a bit different to actually meet people at their hotel. So basically, you meet me at the hotel, and then we just go. Rather than you having to figure out how do I get where is the city hall, um, and maybe find out. I mean, I could do that through email as well. Though find out what sort of things you're interested in, and then it gives me an idea because I like to make everything unique to the people that I'm talking to, and I would normally maybe talk to people for a few minutes before we do anything, and then just take it from there. And things can change at the drop of a hat. I did one before, and we ended up in a really rough part of Copenhagen because one of the people worked in a homeless shelter in Edinburgh and started asking me about the Danish system for homeless people and drug addicts and alcoholics and that sort of thing. So I took her to let her see. Now, that was never in my head to do, but it was just it came up in conversation and she was really interested. And I said, okay, I'll take you. And we went. So that's how unique I like to be. Just a simple comment in a conversation can just change things. They really enjoyed it, so it was good. But if you're coming to Copenhagen, bring money. It's not the cheapest of places. I'm trying to. You're in Canada, is that right, Nancy? So your birthday's just before Christmas. Well, my birthday's in January, Helen. I think what I'll do is I'll send a list of diamond paintings I want to your budgie before my birthday. Okay, black is done. Yeah, Canada. Oops. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you're coming over to Copenhagen at some point, money. Oh, Nancy's another lottery winner. She's got nearly as much money as Helen's budgie. Um, yeah, if you are seriously going to take a visit to Copenhagen, just let me know. Like I said, the main thing that I need to know is where you're staying, so I can meet you there. and then I can work out where we're going to go and the easiest way, the quickest way. Because this all sort of started where we're going to go and the easiest way, the quickest way. Because this all sort of started because I was out doing the periscopes that I was talking about, and I used to see tourists standing looking at maps and trying to figure out where they were and what they were going to do and how far is the Little Mermaid from Tivoli and where is this and where is that. And sometimes during the scopes, I would actually just stop live streaming and go and talk to them and explain, right, okay, this is where you are. And if you want to see this, this, and this, you're best to do it in this order because you're not going back and forward. And you're using Helen's budget. Okay. Helen's got that much money, she wouldn't notice. Elon Musk hasn't got a look in to Helen's bank account. But yeah, that was how the idea started, doing tours, because I was doing all these periscopes wandering around Copenhagen showing people online. And then I started helping tourists just randomly. And then I thought I could help people doing tours, save them a lot of time and point out some things that the normal tours don't do. So it makes it entertaining for me because I don't know. It's a bit like doing this. I don't know who's coming in. I don't know what we're going to talk about. It's the same doing a tour. Like I know all of the normal tourist things, and I know the easiest way to get from A to B to C. But I also know that there's things in between A, B, and C that the main tours probably don't talk about, maybe don't even know about, and I sort of throw those things in as well. Try and make it as unique as possible. One really good thing about Copenhagen is it is very flat. So you don't have a lot of going up and down hills and stuff. It's really easy to get about, really easy to walk places. And the centre, the main part, like the old part of Copenhagen, isn't that big. So it's really easy just to do a tour and walk from one end to the other. It's really easy on the legs. And then you've got the canal trips that you can go on, and that gives you an hour of basically just sitting in a boat and watching Copenhagen go by. Nice little break. I can book you in for the bungee jumping as well, Nancy. You have bungee jumping over the canal. Nope. Yeah, it's not something I would try either. I'm checking the screen for comments. I know I'm kind of quiet. It's just I'm trying to actually get something done today. Checking the screen for comments. I know I'm kind of quiet. It's just I'm trying to actually get something done today. I got distracted too much talking yesterday. Are you interested in architecture, Nancy? Okay, cool. There's quite a diversity of architecture in Copenhagen. Some old stuff, some very modern, unusual stuff. Are you afraid of heights? I don't mean for bungee jumping. He's read all 168 of Hans Christian Andersen's stories. That's impressive. Yeah, no problem. It's just that there's a church called the Church for Our Saviour. It's really unique because it has a staircase that goes around the outside of the spire. Um, when you go in the church, you start off going upstairs inside, and eventually you end up going onto a platform, and then you can go around the spire, and it takes you, about 275 feet above street level. It gives you a fantastic view over Copenhagen. If it's clear, you can see Sweden. Jean's busy. Nope, not afraid of anything other than really big spiders. Yeah, the couple that I took on the tour that was saying she worked in a homeless shelter in Edinburgh, one of them found out that she was scared of heights when they went to that church. She got so far, in fact, I think she got to the platform outside and went to try and go up the spiral staircase, and I think she took a few steps and just froze, and she was hanging onto the rail, couldn't move. And she said she didn't know that she had a fear of heights until she did that. But I mean, there is a rail. I mean, it's not that it's unsafe, and it is a steel rail. It's not like old wood. But the thing about the staircase is, as it goes around, the stairs get narrower and narrower until when you get to the top, you've got to really stretch your leg to try and touch the little step at the very top. Just touch it with your toe, so you say that you've been to the very top. It is very, very busy though during the tourist season, but some really nice views from up there. A very unique thing. There might be some spiders though. Yeah, there's an idea. Jean's cleaning business. Do you do ironing as well, Jean? It's funny. I'm sitting here. I'm doing the diamond painting, and I'm already thinking about the sort of things that you would like to see, Nancy. I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, and this and that. Oh, she would like this. Some of the stuff is nowhere near the normal tourist places, but I know how to get there. It would involve a bus, but it isn't a problem. I'm just thinking about the architecture. There's quite a few churches, but there's one in particular that isn't in the centre of Copenhagen that I think if you're interested in architecture, you would want to see. And then there's the Marble Church in Copenhagen, St. Albans Church in Copenhagen, the Russian Church, but I don't think they allow you in. Oh, Nancy Irons. So you could do a joint business. Jean and Nancy's Home Services.com. Oh, you'd be interested in a lot of stuff. Does Ask him, Navy guy, if he's a Navy guy, ask him if he knows what it means if your fleet has been Copenhagened. I don't iron, my ex said. I put in more wrinkles. Oh, it's just as well you've got Nancy to help. No, cool. The only military guy in our family was my uncle, but he was in the army. Oh, just checking for high drills. It's easier to feel them than see them. Just use the tip of my finger and then press them in. I still go over the whole thing with the roller when I'm finished though. But when I've got a sort of decent sized section, I'll always go over it. I think I'll do that red. That red that you can't see. Ah, that's a shame. Now you can see the red now. Okay, Nancy, no problem. Have a good day. Enjoy your ironing. Jean will come and do the rest. Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to do the red and then I'm going to go. Cool. Just doing this part reminds me that I had the original Batman car, toy car, and it had red trim on the black. Probably worth a fortune as a collector's item now. Don't know what happened to it. How old is the Queen now? Just talking about her getting crowned, but I can't remember how old she is. Mm, 96, wow. I wonder what she's going to do when she retires. Get a little job in B&Q. Okay, this is it. The last of the red for this part. Just check for any high ones. Switch the light pad off. Switch the overhead light off. You see a bit clearer. Still got all this blue to do. But that's it. I'm going to head off. So thanks again to everybody that dropped in. I had a bit of a chat. It's nice to see people dropping in. Have a good day and enjoy your cleaning, Jean. Have a good day, Helen. Chantel's still here. You've been very quiet. Have a good day, Chantel. So I'm heading off. Don't know when I'll be on. Because I'm in lockdown, I might be on again tomorrow. But I'm planning to do an unboxing of a Diamond Art Club tonight. So I'll catch you later. In the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.